So this tutorial looks at the challenges and opportunities of changing populations and deals with anti-natalist policies. So countries may adopt an anti-natalist approach to cut population growth in order to manage that balance between its population size and its available resources, typically to feed its population or to be able to provide the right work balance for their population size. A very famous example is the one-child policy. So this ran in China between 1980 and 2015. The purpose of this was to lower the rate of population growth in China. You're well aware that this is the largest population in the world, and there was a whole history of famines and challenges around food security in that country. With its limited resource base but very large population, there was a real need to control that population size. So they did this by really enforcing very strict rules on the number of children that can be born. There were some exceptions to the one-child rule. So families that lived in rural areas were able to have a second child if their firstborn was a girl. This is due to the cultural importance of the male as an economic resource and asset for the agricultural society. Ethnic minority groups were exempt from the rule, so were also able to have more than one child. In total, about 50% of the Chinese population were controlled and strictly only allowed to have one child. This was enforced through a whole series or raft of fines and penalties that were administered and led by the community. Over time, a significant sex ratio bias towards males has emerged in China. So since 2016, China has changed this policy. It's moved towards a two-child policy. This is considered really more of a pro-natalist policy. What China has realized with the one-child policy is limited population growth and not reaching replacement levels. And in the future, this means a graying society and a really reduced active population. So the idea of moving towards two children is to try to tackle that kind of gap that will be there in the future to maintain their economic growth and their presence at the world scale. And this hasn't proved successful so far, and there seems to be a reluctance among the Chinese communities to move towards two children. This idea of one-child family has become culturally ingrained there. A second case study of anti-natalist policies can be seen in Bangladesh through the Bangladesh Family Planning Program. So this has been deployed across a massive network of communities in regard to female outreach workers. So this is women moving door to door, village to village, community to community, right across Bangladesh, teaching women on modern family planning methods. As a result of this, contraception use among married women has increased from 8% in 1975 to 60% in 2013. And the average number of children born to each woman has fallen from 6 to 2.4. So this came at quite great cost. The cost was something between $100 and $150 million per year, and this was largely paid by external donors. Remember, Bangladesh is a huge population, over 160 million in such a small area of space, so very, very high density populations there with huge resource stress. So an absolute need to control that population to make that more sustainable.